Merhaba, SabancıDx'in YouTube kanalından yayınlanan Digital Minds Programına hoş geldiniz. Bu programda The Day After Tomorrow temasıyla geleceğin teknolojilerini konuşuyoruz. Bu bölümdeki konumuz e-araçlar ve Formula-E ligi. Bildiğiniz gibi Formula-E geçtiğimiz yıllarda Formula içinde oluşturulan yeni bir lig. E-araçlar yarışıyor. Bizim için önemli olan kısmı ise bu ligde denenen, test edilen teknolojilerin önümüzdeki yıllarda standart araçlarda nasıl hayat bulacağı kısmı. Öte yandan e-araç konseptiyle beraber hareket eden sürdürülebilir enerji ve yenilenebilir enerji konularına temas ediyor olması. Bu bölümde 3 tane konuğumuz var. Bu 3 konuk çok güzel bir işbirliğine ve girişimcilik ruhuyla hikayeye imza atmışlar. Hikaye şöyle başlıyor. Bir e-araç savunucusu olan Gianfranco Pizzuto Formula-E'ye girmek istiyor. Bunun için başvurduğu ilk isim Antalya'da Imecar'ın kurucusu Mark Lander. Mark Lander e-araç konseptleriyle ünlü bir isim. Daha sonra devreye Frankfurt'taki Armağan Arabul giriyor. Armağan Arabul bir otomotiv yarışçısı ve süper hızlı elektrikli bir araç konsepti üzerinde çalışıyor. Bu üç isim bir araya geldi ve Formula-E'de ilk Türk-İtalyan takımını oluşturmak üzere. Bu üç isim prototip oluşturacak ve üzerinde Türk bayrağı yer alacak. Aynı zamanda Formula-E'nin önümüzdeki yıllarda gerçekleştirilecek ilk yarışını İstanbul'a taşımayı amaçlıyorlar. SabancıDx için bu üç isimle konuştuk.
So, welcome to the Digital Minds. We are having 3 guests in this episode, and we are all like 4 people in different cities. Gianfranco Pizzuto is in Bolzano, Italy. Armağan Arabul is in Frankfurt, Germany, and Mark Lander is in Antalya, Turkey. So thank you for being with us, joining us today with the Digital Minds. So you have contributed something very unique and like unprecedented so far in terms of technology and collaboration between 2 countries. And this is a perfect example of what entrepreneurship can manage in building up a multinational outcome, right? Technological outcome. So, how did it start? Let me begin with Gianfranco. So, because you are the beginner of this story. So, Gianfranco, how did this story begin?
Well, you pointed out very correctly, Shule, that despite this COVID-19 period, we were able to join forces internationally on this project. So it is actually it's COVID-19 that started the whole process, because I think a lot of people during this lockdown had a lot of time at home to think about what can be done and to overcome these difficulties. And as a matter of fact, a friend which is a journalist probably had a little bit more spare time to think about. And he's a big fan of Formula-E since inception. And he was pretty scared that nobody from the Italian side would ever join Formula-E in the races. And he saw that the major car makers didn't show really interest. And he said then one day, giving me a call. Actually, he sent me a message first saying if he can call. And of course, it was in lockdown, so I had not a lot to do. And I said, yes, of course you can call me. So he called me and said, I know it sounds crazy, but if it's not you, nobody in Italy will ever start to think about the Formula-E team. So I grasped a little bit, I said, actually, well, yes, I know. And I said, well, you surprised me really a lot. So let me think about that. Was, I think, maybe Friday. And then Saturday was thinking, who can I call? And then, of course, I had this brilliant idea to call my friend in Antalya, Mark Lander.
And the way, which you know him
yes.
through LinkedIn.
Yes.
Which is an online platform, right? This is
yes.
perfect.
Yes, we met years ago over LinkedIn. We get LinkedIn over LinkedIn, and then we little by little we became friends, and then we met in Germany. We met in Turkey, working on different projects. And as a matter of fact, a few weeks before the lockdown, I was in Antalya, and I had a great time. And I said, well, let me call Mark and see how is his reaction. So I first sent, I didn't want him to get knocked down by such a request. So I sent him a WhatsApp, and I told him, what do you think if we would do this? And then it didn't take long. And he said, his answer was actually a crazy idea, but it could work. So
this is how you moved on.
Yes.
So, Mark, so it's your turn to talk now. So, why did you accept this? Because it's first, it's one of a kind thing. And why did you accept Gianfranco's idea?
First of all, I'm very happy that I meet with the guy like Franco. He was pioneer in EV technology, in EV cars. I think he was start make electric cars before Tesla, if I'm right, yeah. And I know that he have good idea about this. And we like Imecar, long time, over 10 years, we work on electric vehicle technologies. And for us, it's not big problem make run, we can make run passenger car, truck, bus, boat, plane, and also race car. Before we did some projects for racing, and I think Formula-E, it will be next step where we can show possibility what we can do, and how my friend Armağan told me that we don't want only be in Formula-E. We come to Formula-E for win. So this is our target. We don't want to be number 10 or 9 or 8. So our targets be number 1 because we have big experience. Franco know a lot about EV. We have some technology for batteries, and also Armağan have big experience in racing. Mm-hmm. And this is what I say to Franco: let's make our team little big, and we invite Armağan because he have knowledge about how to build racing machines. We know how to make it electric together with Franco, and Armağan will show us what kind of secret and special points must be in race electric car.
So Armağan has quite experience in racing, right? He's been not only an electrical engineer, but also basically a pilot. So how did you jump in this scenario?
I have been working on an electrical car since 2015. My aim was to build the best supercar in the world, actually, which was supposed to be electric, because I believe that in order to build the best supercar, you have to use electric. And it is also very important for the environment, and I think we are going to talk about it later. But from the beginning of the project, I was in touch with Mark, because he knows very well about the better technology, powertrain, motor, etc. So we were in contact with him all the time from the beginning. We were discussing how we are going to do this, how we are going to do that, etc. And how this Formula-E came up. Actually, it's funny because a couple of months ago, I think, if I am not mistaken, Mark, we were talking about Formula-E. And I told him, I want to build the supercar, and around like in 5 years' time, my next step is going to be Formula-E, because we are all electric, and Formula-E is the next Formula One. I think it's the future of racing, and I would like to be there. We talked about it, and after a while, after Mark talked to Gianfranco, we started talking again. He said there is this project. I was very excited. I'm still very excited. And I said, oh, it's great, it's going to be an Italian-Turkish team. We should bring this to Istanbul. We should bring this to Turkey, because Turkey had Formula-1 like 10 years ago. But unfortunately, we couldn't keep it. I mean, all of the car enthusiasts and automotive enthusiasts and Formula enthusiasts are going to accept this and join me with this, I think. We couldn't keep it. And I said, we have to bring it again, because Formula-E is also possible to be in the city centers, it is much better, much available for people to see, more convenient. So it's possible to bring inside the city. I said, we should do it. I would like to help you do this project. I want to be helping you all together. So he said, okay, you know about cars, you know about racing, you are building a car yourself anyway. So I would like you to be inside this team. And Mark talked to Gianfranco. He explained about me. And Gianfranco, thanks to him, he also wanted me to have in his team. So we are a very passionate.
So what's your role in this project?
Just like Mark said, actually, my car building experience, because I have been into cars since I was 3 years old. Okay, I used to race cars, my own cars. I used to be on the track. I'm also a motorbike rider, so I'm in all kinds of, let's say, I was a petrol head before. Now I'm an e-head, electron head, electric head. So I've been into cars all my life. So I know about the mechanical and engineering-wise the cars, let's say. And also, as I said, being a pilot, you understand about racing dynamics, how to make a car faster, what you have to do in a racing team during racing, etc. So, and also being connected to Turkish people as a part of the Turkish team with Mark, I will be inside this team like that at the moment.
Wonderful. So, Gianfranco, which stage are you at this project? I see a T-shirt on you exactly with the upcoming new team. So, as far as I know, you are just about to in a meetings with a team, and you're going to be involved in the e-formula, like as a Turkish and Italian partnership.
Yeah, so basically it all started about 4 weeks ago, so it's pretty young, the whole thing. But of course, we are not that young anymore, unfortunately. So that means that the background, the experience and everything of our past is helping us a lot. We know how to move, and I have my network, and this network helped me to find out actually which teams are the ones that we could approach, because for those that don't know the Formula-E rules, there are only 12 teams allowed. They already have the 12 teams. So there is no way we can just be number 13 or 14. We have to take one of these existing teams or buy one of these existing teams. We had some information that 3 teams could be the ones that we can approach. I have approached all the 3 teams. 2 teams said they just want to have a partnership as a minority, so that we would be a minority. That would mean that we are able to, invest in the team, but it will not be likely that we can actually steer the team the way we would like, So if for instance, Mark has an idea about a powertrain, then you have to confront what they have as an idea for a powertrain. And this is not something we're looking for, because we are all from the industry in a different sector. So I do the entire car. I didn't do a hypercar, but I did quite a very exclusive and luxury car, the Fisker Karma. So I know how complex it is. Armand now knows how complex it is to manufacture a hypercar with 1,000 kilowatt of power, with a powertrain that will be provided by Imecar, by Mark's company. So, all this helped me to understand that we need to lead inside a team. So we need a majority stake. So the third company I had approached finally said that they would eventually sell the majority stake. And this is the company that I'm now into discussions. And let's say if 100 is the complete operation, I think we are about 50. Okay, so halfway. We have to understand what the existing team would stay or what we would keep, and how we can integrate, because you cannot throw away everything. If you take over a team, there is something which is certainly good, and this you have to take, and then you have to integrate with your own ideas. So right now we focus to get ready. If I can say a time frame, I would say within June this year. Okay, this is you always have to set a target. In my mind, June is within June is the date I would like to have this as a done deal, as a signed deal. And then of course we have the location, which we already know the location we are going to be. It's for now a little secret between us. But it is certainly in the neighborhood of the big Italian brands, the big names in the Italian motor valley. So in the neighborhood of the Lamborghinis, the Maseratis, and the Ferraris, because there is the whole background. You have everything from the little bolt to the chassis to the complexity of a suspension. You find there. What we don't find there is what we bring, which is this electric mentality and know-how. I don't think there are many, to be honest, that can say to have the kind of DNA we have accumulated. I think if we put together our technology, it's decades of R&D that we have done so far. So I don't know, Mark, I don't know, Armand, if you can name somebody else. It's maybe Tesla that can say that has a similar background like us. So we have the technology, and the integration will be key to make the best Formula-E team. As Mark said, obviously, we're not going in Formula-E to be just among the first 12 teams. We would like to be the first team. Of course, we are humble. We are not arrogant. We are not getting in and say, hey, now here we are and we're going to win. We know it will be a process, but our aim is to be number one. I think if you're getting into an adventure to be number two, you will be a loser.
Yeah, in this game, you always need to be pretentious, right? I mean, because you all guys have your own experiences in your own fields, and there's nothing to claim to be the number one in this game. So let's talk about the technology part, and I give the stage to Mark, because as we know, Formula is known as a pioneer in terms of technology. So things are changing, and Formula is facing another phase, which is e-cars and AI cars. And here it's very important that we are very much sustainable what we're doing, and we are very eco-friendly, because that's also what technology brings, right? So what does this car and this new operation brings in terms of technology?
So how now the old car is generation 2, and in generation 2 not allowed to make a lot of changes, because the chassis are same, also battery packs come from same supplier. But our target is start from generation 2, and when Formula-E will allow make generation 3, it means that we will able build our own the battery pack. And how I know, also we will able make our car more intelligent, so that the car will help driver go in best performance, because the car will also analyze track, and car will analyze what driver do and what driver try to do. And I know, so in future, if now only pilot decide what to do, and also team, of course, because team can make some changes remotely on the vehicle. But I'm sure that in the future, this car will have some brain, that they will also make some decision, and they will help driver make best time with less energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when it will be. Maybe Franco know about this, but everybody wait for generation 3, because with generation 3, it's really you will able to show all technology that you have.
Mm-hmm. So you're talking about technology changing the entire mindset of racing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So when we talk about performance, can you be more specific, and maybe Armağan can also contribute to that question too?
In performance, now the cars have some limit 200 and 250 kilowatt. But what we understand from some sources, that the generation 3 will have at least 400 kilowatt. Mm-hmm. And generation 3 will have power that will be more than now in Formula-1. And in few years, of course, Formula-E cars will be faster and more powerful than Formula-1 now. And if you ask me, I think that Formula-1 don't have long time, and they will close in few years, because no future, and already companies don't want to invest a lot of money to R&D for combustion engines. Mm-hmm. You know, all what was done before, it was because all the automotive companies was ready invest huge money for find some best technology for own the cars. But now, because everybody understand that future is not benzene or diesel or something, everybody understand that future is electric. And I think that Formula-1 will have some financial problems in a few years. This is, of course, this is my opinion.
So does technology change anything in terms of design of the car and your role as a pilot, Armağan?
After generation 3, I'm expecting that actually, because the main idea of Formula-E at the moment is to keep costs low by keeping all the cars same. But as the whole organization is developing, we will be able to design our own cars, like in Formula-1 in a couple of years, like Mark said. And when you do that, then you start designing your own chassis, your own drivetrain, your own powertrain altogether, your aerodynamics, your suspension setup, everything counts. Even 10 grams counts too much in racing. So every team is good. That's the reason why Formula-1 budgets are much higher than Formula-E's at the moment. But it will come to a point, because combustion engines are not efficient. They cannot be efficient as much as electric motors. We know this from high school. I mean, their electric motors are already very efficient. They have always been. But with these new battery technologies, it's possible to use them on the road and on the track as well now. And so, just like Mark said, in a couple of years, okay, maybe let's say 10 years, Formula-1 will have some problems, I think, because in Formula-E, the teams will be able to develop their cars more and more, and everything is going to go that way. Before, Formula-1 had all the pioneer. It was the pioneer for the new technologies on the road. Most of the cars have the technologies we got from Formula-1 on the roads today. But like ABS, ACP, launch control, CARES system, etc. But Formula-E will take that flag in the future to develop new technologies which are going to be on the road, because all cars are going to be electrified in a way in the future. So that's a very good point, I think, for environmental situation as well.
So is this going to be the first multinational team in Formula-E? Franco?
Some problem with the internet.
Yeah, with the connection, yeah. Maybe you can answer that question on his behalf. Is this going to be the first multinational team?
There are a couple of multinational teams at the moment, but there isn't any team with Mediterranean passion, let's say.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You three guys are all understanding each other, and even you are moving to Motor Valley in Modena, right?
That's correct.
For this reason, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna build this car as a Turkish-German car, but Franco just convinced me to build this in Italy. So I was, of course, pleased, because it's gonna be under the same roof with Formula-E team. So it's gonna be the whole project all together, and also it's gonna be helping each other, these two projects. Regarding supply chain as well, regarding development costs, everything is going to be split and distributed, so it's going to be very convenient for all of us. So I said, of course, I'll be glad to be there with you in the Motor Valley, next to these other important players, and we will be glad to be the first Formula-E team, Italian, Turkish, Italian, whatever you call it, doesn't matter.
But at the end of the day, in your super fast car, there's going to be two flags, right?
It's going to be what?
Two flags.
Yes,
Turkish
exactly.
and Italian flags,
exactly.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be. I hope that when it's out, both countries' automotive enthusiasts they are going to be proud. I hope when we finalize it.
So, Mark, when are you starting off? With the hard-working part of the story.
You mean an EV business?
Yes, I mean once you buy once you make the deal with one of the teams, existing teams, you are supposed to start off, right, with the technical part of the story. So when is that going to happen?
Yeah. So approximately I know what kind of the powertrains and technology use all the teams, because it's not secret, and of course all the teams have big I would say possibility to make it better and better. But I think that because all another teams have a lot of people, a lot of engineers, a lot of managers, and take a lot of time for make some changes. And I think that we will be more flexible in this, because we are three guys, we can sit in evening and decide something and make it same night. We can make some tests in same night. And this is our plan, that our place, also we have a race circuit inside our place, that we will able make a test anytime when we want. And I don't
so
think that
being a small entrepreneurship gives you the advantage to be more agile in this case.
Yes, and this is what I see and what I saw in my past, that when you make decision and when you don't need to wait for some approve or some permit from someone, you can make everything better and faster. Mm-hmm. And from technology side, yes, we can make our software by self in-house, and we will able make these tests immediately. So we don't need wait. And I think that we will be faster in decision, and we will faster in all the changes and development from any team that I know now.
Mm-hmm. So it's like in the automotive sector, like it's transforming itself into mobility. So you will just act fast, and maybe some dynamics will change also in Formula, right, racing. So maybe there will be more like new entrepreneurships, small unions, rather than big companies in the game.
Yes, we don't have some target to change rules in Formula E. No. So, of course, Formula E have own the rules and we will follow it. But yes, I can say that for example, if you come to Formula One, if you are not huge team, if you don't have huge background, some automotive company, you don't have any chance to win. But in Formula E, and also we have some examples. Okay, I think everybody know that some big company with huge potential, with huge budget, and try to Formula E, and everybody think that they will win, but no. So it means that not everything in the money, and not everything in how many people you will bring to the circuit. And
so it's going to be a little bit experimental, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So my last question would go to Gianfranco. Gianfranco, are you there? Are you good with the connection? He's frozen.
I hope. Can you hear me?
Okay. You're the key person to sign the agreement, right? So you are saying you're ready to sign off according to your deadline, which is June, and then you are going to give us the good news with the first participation of Turkey in this wonderful league. When is the first race supposed to take place and when?
Yeah, this is depending also from how COVID-19 is evolving. So if it's okay, it will be early 2021 if we are able to take over this team. So the aim is to start with the first new team, Italian-Turkish team, in early 2021, and then I hope we are going to be successful and stay long time together, providing fun to ourselves and to our companies, and of course to the Italian and Turkish fans.
Okay, so good luck with the new project. I'm happy to have you with this episode, and thank you for joining us with Digital Minds.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.